back to a new video. This is the last official part of the how to sew a JSK, which is basically how to attach the skirt part to the bodice. So basically so far we have done the bodice, all the pieces sewn together with a lining, and today we're just gonna make the skirt part. So yeah, let's get right into it then.
Okay, so we're gonna start off by cutting two rectangles. Width of the skirt part is dependent on your waist measurement. I would say you need at least twice as much fabric onto your waist or like on the skirt as your waist measurement. I usually personally use two widths of the fabric, which can be somewhere around 3 to 4 times the waist measurement. This provides enough layer in the skirt to accommodate the petticoat, which is important for the Lolita fashion silhouette. We start off by sewing together the two rectangles on the sides and finishing off the edges by serging, or you can use zigzag stitch if you don't have a serger, and then hemming the bottom edge by turning the edge twice. If you want, you can add lace at this point. I am doing very simple skirt, so that's why I don't add any lace. If you add lace, you can either sew it as it is or gather it. Next, we're gonna do the gathering stitches. Because I have done this so many times, I'm okay with doing only one gathering stitch, but if you are a beginner, I really recommend doing two gathering stitches next to each other so that you will get nice and even gatherings, and it's much easier to make and keep the gatherings in place if you do two. When you have done the gathering stitches, pull the thread so that the length of the gathers match your waist measurement. And remember, because you have the shirring panel, you need the measurement of the stretched out shirring panel and do the gathers based on that. When you are sewing together the skirt part, I really recommend sewing on the gathered side, so on the skirt side of the project, leaving the bodice on the bottom, because this enables you to see the gathers, and if you need, adjust the gatherings a bit. Use as many pins as you need. It's a bit difficult to navigate with all the different moving parts, especially sewing down the shirring panel is rather difficult because you need to stretch out the shirring panel while you sew, and then if you need to adjust the gathering and everything, it's gonna be very difficult. But my tips for sewing the shirring panel is by doing it little by little, like 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter, and just moving slowly forward. This part is something that you cannot rush. You need to focus in order to make it properly. And one other thing is that I usually stretch out the shirring panel, place the gatherings onto the stretched out shirring panel, and then kind of hold everything in place by pressing down layers of fabric onto the sewing machine, and then kind of letting it slide into underneath the needle so that the shirring panel does not wrinkle up, because you want to keep the shirring panel straight. Other technique that I sometimes use is by fanning out the shirring panel while I sew. So basically this means that I don't need to stretch the shirring panel as much, but just kind of making a little curve, if that makes any sense. But yeah, like it does take time to learn how to do this part, so just be patient and understand that learning is a curve instead of like being expert like in your first time. After you have sewn the skirt to the bodice, you can check the gathers and see if everything is okay. And here is a little close-up on the shirring panel. So basically you want the shirring panel to be completely straight on like right where the seam is, and then the gathers be only on the skirt part, and the elastics of the shirring panel will do the rest of the like gathering, or like just doing what shirring panels do.
Yeah, that's how it's done. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I think I will do like some episodes in the future to kind of like focus on certain details of like the dress, like how to, I don't know, do something. I don't know. If you have something like specific in mind, please leave a comment and let me know what you would like to learn. Because this was just like very simple kind of dress that I made. So if you have something like some specific style of dress in mind, just leave a comment. I will try and see if I can do a tutorial on that. Basically, I just didn't like even sew any lace to the hem. Basically, you can just top stitch it on there if you want to, or like just only fold it once and then serge the edge and then top stitch it so that like the lace is like turning nicely. But yeah, like that's how you do a JSK. This is very nice, like kind of like patchwork, colorful JSK. I really like it. I will probably post this on my Instagram at some point to sell it. Or I'm also attending Uvu Fest, which is in November 22nd, 23rd. So I might sell it there. I don't know, depends on how I have time, because I have like very busy schedule. So yeah, like if you are interested in purchasing this, let me know, like DM me on Instagram or like leave a comment here, and this can be yours if you want it to be. But yeah, this is how you do a JSK. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial series. This has been long in my to-do list, and I'm really happy that I'm now like kind of finished with it, I guess. Like well, the main part of it's done, because like the construction of the JSK is the like most demanding part of the whole thing. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope we will see you next time. Bye!